I'm Mara Latanzi, and I've been working at the Fashion Art Sewing Studio for about 2 years now. On a day-to-day, I do basic cleanup. I make sure the machines are running. I test stuff out. I cut fabric for our younger students, marking, teaching, make sure everyone stays on course for what they're doing, that kind of thing. I started with sewing when I was 6. And one day my mom was like, "You look kind of bored. Here's a needle and a thread and some scissors and a sock." And she was like, "Let's make some Barbie clothes." And it's been, 32 years of cutting fabric and putting it together, to make all kinds of different things, since then. So it just started me on this path of let's make some stuff. I make a lot of clothes for myself. I didn't make this, but I make a lot of clothing for myself. I used to make it professionally for other people. I did evening wear, I did costumes, and pretty much anytime somebody was like, "Here's a challenge, I don't know how to do this, I have this really crazy idea," they would bring it to me, and I would look at it and be like, "Okay, let's make it happen." I always love a good challenge, like a good engineering challenge.
Do in the corner? I did it for you. I did it right.
When I make something, I take the time to figure out my design first. What is it that I want to put on my body? And then what do I want to make it out of? And then choosing the fabric for that. It's like, oh, do I want this everywhere? Do I want a piece here? What does it feel like? How is it going to wear? How is it going to lay? How is that going to affect the design?
And your little girl here, I was selling with her and I was holding much later.
I really love teaching other people because it's a way to make them self-sufficient, and it helps them, really have this sense of accomplishment. Once you finish a garment, it's like, yay, I got an art baby. It's a really great feeling. Making things for myself and then being able to pass that on to other people is something that is, it's a very satisfying thing, but it's also kind of altruistic because I know that I'm giving this back to somebody else. I'm giving somebody else that sense of accomplishment and I can do this, I can do anything, I can build this whole thing. Being able to give that back to somebody after, being able to give that to myself, it's really good. Your teachers are trying to give you something that you can build a life with, and you can have a career, you can make money, you can pay your rent, you can do all this stuff. It kind of paves your way in life. So being able to give that to somebody where they can go off and do basic things in the world, it's phenomenal. It's great. That's all I need.